do or what business you have and its location. I'll be able to share that in the next few minutes. Just go to your chat and share with us as we wait for the rest to join us, and we kickstart at exactly 10 minutes past 5 p.m. That's East African time. Because I have friends from West Africa who are on call with us here. You are most welcome. And for those joining us, you are welcome. I see Fred. Fred, you're welcome. Majidiru Sharon. Agnes, you're welcome. Brian Aita, thanks for joining us this evening. We dearly appreciate. Thanks for joining, guys. Please share with us what business you do in the chat box. I'll be able to read out to the rest of the members. In a way, we advertise our products, we advertise your business, we advertise what you do. You never know, this could be a good customer base. I hope someone is able to hear me out there. I hope I'm not speaking to myself. Becca, please acknowledge that you can hear me.
Yes, Belinda, I can hear you.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear, though your volume is a little bit low. I don't know.
Wow, I'm literally shouting. I think it could be because of my ear.
But it's okay. We can get you.
Is it so much better?
Yeah, this is better now.
I'm literally shouting. Okay. Brian Aita is saying, good evening. Thanks for this. Looking forward to it. Thank you. Thanks, Brian, for joining. There's a personal message direct message to me, top notch MC. Yes, call me out to MC at your function. Okay. Erima to everyone, events, decorations. Wow, amazing. Amazing. Erima is into events, decorations. You can as well post yours. I read it out. You can contact Erima for your events, decorations. Shamdul, I didn't want you to type yours here right now. However, I'll still read it out to everyone. I will. Sarah Adjo, thanks for sharing that. Hi, Maurice. Thanks for joining. Thank you, guys. Keep posting about your businesses. I'll read out everything here as we go on. Our speakers are already right here with us. We are glad to have you, our dear panelists. We can't wait to hear from you. We can't wait to learn a lot from you. We want to leave this call as changed people with very changed mindsets, ready to take on opportunities out there. Thank you, our dear panelists, for joining us. And thank you everyone for joining us for this amazing call. Yes, keep posting those businesses. I'll be able to read through. Thank you, everyone. Exactly 10 minutes past 5 p.m. East African time. I just want to introduce to you people briefly what the Youth on Alert Talk is and how it came about. The vision bearer behind the Youth on Alert Talk is Mawa Becker, alias Becker the Great, CEO of the Great Family, and this is actually where Youth on Alert originated from. In 2020, Becker shared with me how we could impact our life through idea sharing, and we together came up with this program and we managed to implement it. So each year we have 2 episodes of Youth on Alert for each half of the year. And for this particular year, this is the 3rd season and the 1st episode with the topic, Get Rich Now. And in reference to this topic, we believe there will really be a shift in mindset, in your thoughts or on ideas on how to look at or change or handle some situations around you. So that you can do what is called life. And you can't get rich immediately. Someone was asking me this morning, if I log into this program, will I be able to get rich immediately? That was a serious joke. I told him, no, you can come in and get ideas from whatever we're going to discuss that are going to help you, and you become rich as long as you can implement whatever we're going to talk about right now. So it really takes a series of activities, a lot of hard work, multiple good choices to make in life to become rich. Yes, rich in a sense that you become rich spiritually, intellectually, socially, or even emotionally. But for this particular evening, we'll focus on becoming rich financially. And there's surely a lot in stock for you to unpack. Yes, that was a brief about Youth on Alert Talk. I'll be able to give time to the CEO of the Great Family and Youth on Alert Talk later on to give us his word. But for now, before we can go into the main idea of this evening, let me just read through people's businesses. Here is Shamdul saying, hi everyone, my name is Shamdul, CEO Shamdul Food Hub. We specialize in local foods and offer breakfast, lunch, deliveries, catering. Actually, a lady on the panel for this particular program. Sarah Ajo to everyone. Sarah's Pizza. There's chicken pizza in sizes of large, medium, small, beef pizza, large, medium, small, and the prices are as well attached there. Just look into the chat. Say located in Pajulu BAT Trading Center. We are talking of Arua City now. For those guys who have joined us from other parts of the country and outside this country, we are broadcasting live from Arua City. Stephen Edema, hello guys. It's my first time joining in. Looking forward to this event. You are most welcome, Stephen. I am sure you will like it. Brian Aita to everyone. Ladies clothing. Yes, we like this every week. Do a new outfit, we'll definitely contact you. Mr. Luigi Nobat says CEO Capacity Beyond Limited, the fastest growing company in Uganda focused on facilitating team building events for organizations, banks, companies. We also organize trainings on the ERI approach, which have enabled several people to start side hustles from scratch or expand their existing ventures. So far, our fourth and fifth intakes of 2023 are in June, Arua, and May in Tororo. Thank you so much, Mr. Nobat, for sharing this with us. People, please take note, and you can tap into these opportunities. Purity Prudence, good evening, members. I'm attending with Aikuru Comfort. Oh, thank you so much, Comfort. I was actually expecting you here. Thanks, Purity. Thanks, Purity and Comfort, for joining in. Greetings to you all. Glowy Honey deals in herbal honey, a great taste of nature. Thank you so much, Gloria, for sharing. For all your honey deals, please contact Gloria. Hey, Connie. Hey, Irene. Shalom. From Karamoja region, you're welcome. And then Maurice. Thanks, Becca and Belinda, for this platform. I am Maurice Larry, CEO of Hope Restoration Foundation, a non-profit organization helping the vulnerable youth, particularly young mothers and children in the greater Arua. Thank you so much, Maurice. Agnes, hi, Belinda. I'm not so much into business, but I do liquid soap making. Yes, thank you so much. I do liquid soap as well. Thanks to have you here. Luigi has shared something about what he shared earlier on. You can tap into that opportunity. Connie, I have a company and I do general supplies. Wow, amazing. We have great people on the platform right now. One more, I'm Emmanuel from Ghana. Just want to learn more from an East Africa and the great minds that are gathered here. I'm into data analyst. Wow. Good to have you here, Emmanuel Osabute, representing West Africa. Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks so much for sharing your business ideas. You can still keep sharing. We'll tap into those opportunities when time allows. So we'll go straight into why we are actually here. But before that, Asiendu Area Monzima says, hello everyone. It's my first time attending this. I hope I'll redefine myself at the end of this. Definitely, you will redefine yourself. Thanks, Ariam, for joining. So, Before I move any further, I just want to introduce our speakers for this lovely evening before they can come on board and speak to us. We have one beautiful, strong, and intelligent lady with a very persuading and fascinating accent. I think I've ever told her that. I have personally interacted with her in many occasions, and she's one person who has really inspired me so much. And I believe you all will grasp something from her today. Bako Faith Shamim, alias Shamdul, founder and CEO Shamdul Food Hub, and her business location is right behind Bank of Uganda-Arua City. Please don't go hungry. Give your money to her, reach out to her. She does deliveries as well. Yeah, that's one of our speakers. And we have one female speaker and one male speaker, gender balance. Our second speaker is another big and formidable gentleman. He's a media personality, an employee at the Office of the Deputy Inspector General of Government. He's a founder and CEO at Arua City Food House. One thing I remember about this gentleman is when I posted the particular flyer for this day, a friend who lives in Kampala inboxed me and says, "Is this Tot Wallace?" I'm like, "Yes, he's actually the one." And she told me she wants to meet this great personality, a very humble, God-fearing celebrity. She she quoted it as a very humble, God-fearing celebrity. Yeah, and I was so much impressed about that, and I made sure that I shared it with him. He is on the panel right now together with Shamdul. They will be able to share with us a lot of things. And as we go on with this discussion, just kindly type your questions or whatever you have about this topic or whatever the panelists will share in the chat box. I'll be able to read them, and I'll be able to give them the questions when they're done with the presentations. Otherwise, let's keep in touch. Please don't log out. You have a lot to learn this evening. You are all welcome. And later on, I'll give time for Becca the Great to have a word with us as the CEO, the Great Family, and as the founder of the Youth on Alert Talk. You are all most welcome once again. And as we kickstart, I'll begin with the lady. Shamdul, I hope you are online right now. I'll begin with the ladies first, as you've always known that. So, dear Shamdul. Hello, Shamdul.
Hi, Belinda. Hi, everyone.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for joining us. I'll just start with you, Shamdul.
Yes, please.
I have given a brief introduction about you, and I've not given it into details. We would just like to know who this Shamdul person is. In a minute, just tell us briefly about yourself, who you really are. Thank you.
Thank you, Belinda. Thank you, everyone. My name is Bako Shamim Faith, also known as Shamdul, or commonly known as Shamdul. A graduate of Procurement and Logistics Management from Chambogo University. And for now, or as of now, I am a business person. I decided to do business, venture into business, doing my personal stuff. I see Shamdul Food Hub. We deal in local foods. We do outside catering, office deliveries. We prepare lunch, breakfast, sometimes dinner. Yeah, basically that's what I can tell you about myself, how I can briefly introduce myself to you.
Wow, thank you so much, Shamdul. I hope I didn't make a mistake by hearing that you graduated and you have a bachelor's in procurement and logistics. Did you say that?
Yes, I do, from Chambogo.
From Chambogo University. Okay, thank you so much. So were you first in a formal employment before you started a business?
Oh yes, I started by, I worked at Arua Hospital in the procurement office. I was a graduate trainee paid. And then later on, I worked at a Forex bureau. But when I worked in these two places, I just like any other thing, even business, there are challenges at work. And to me personally, I think some things are calling. Sometimes you think people actually think after going to school, you're supposed to work in an office, or you're supposed to do a formal job or something, but I came to realize it's a calling. I kept feeling like this is not where I belong. To me, I wasn't being treated well. I wasn't getting the best treatment I deserved, the freedom and everything. So after leaving my job at the hospital, regional referral hospital, I worked with a Forex bureau in town for about a year. And that was when I realized that if I'm going to continue working like this, I might have to work forever, because every job has its challenges. And for me, the challenges I faced at the Forex bureau handling money made me rethink my direction and rethink of like what I really need to do for myself. If I am to achieve something for myself, I'm to do something for myself in the next years before I turn 30, then I needed to really look another way, which might not work for someone, but could work for me. So that was when in 2018, I decided, okay, let me throw in the towel, and I start doing my own things. And cooking being one of the things I love most, it being passion, like being raised by a mother who had, I shouldn't say a restaurant, but she had a stall in the market. That's how she paid us in school, where she would sell her food and tea. And because during holidays, she would call us, especially me, to come and help her wash plates, do the delivery service. I was like a waitress to my mom. So I learned something. So having that business background actually helped me to rethink. And I knew I wasn't going to have to go like how my mother did it, but I needed to go another way. I needed to do something unique. I needed to improve my mother's dream, or improve the initial business idea she had, or she taught me, and make it something better. And that's when I came up with Shamdul Food Hub.
Wow, this is so beautiful. This is something very, very inspiring. Yes, having heard that from you. So Shamdul, I would like you to share your experience with us about a typical startup. How you the experience of transitioning from formal employment to establishing your own business, the business world. And this is something that so many youths are really so scared of doing. Like, I leave my job and I go and start a business from nowhere. How do I do it? So share with us your experience of how you went about it, how a typical startup is like.
Okay. Guys, like it wasn't easy. I'm not going to tell you it was easy. Nobody should tell you it's been easy. The people who have made it in life, I believe, started from somewhere. Yeah. So in 2018, when I decided to quit my job, I always told people I had no money. I think I had about 200,000 in my account. And by then I was renting a house of 150. I have a family that I take care of. I am a breadwinner at home. So it was so hard taking that decision, but you can just never be ready. You just can never be ready like when you start. You see that? If you wait to be ready, you can never be ready in life. So this day, it was a Saturday, I said, I wrote my resignation letter at such a time and said, this is it, I'm not working again. I called my uncle and I told him, you know what, I think I am done with working for people and I really want to do my own thing. So he was like, what do you want to do? I told him, I'm going to start selling food. He looked at me and was like, okay. He like my uncle being someone who is also business oriented, I think didn't see anything wrong with that, apart from my mom who saw maybe, how can you go to the university and then you start selling food and that, so and so, but she didn't really know what I was venturing into or what I was getting myself into, how I was going to modify this whole idea. So with that 200,000, I was able to buy a few plates. I was able to get a few stuff that I needed maybe to kickstart. And what I started with was like my phone. I got my phone and scrolled and saw the people, the potential clients that I had. I called a few friends. Yeah, I want to start delivering food to offices and stuff. Can you support me? Of course, they one day too, they're like, it's okay, we can support you, Shamdu. You bring us food and what? People who know that, like, who have ever eaten from me, maybe from home, know that, okay, she cooks good food. So they were really so positive about it. I want to tell you, this is not motivating you. I started with about 7 plates of food, and that is the honest truth. Like, guys, whenever I tell people, they laugh, but that is it. I started from home. I bought cling films, I bought some bowels. So I'll cook my foods, serve it, and then seal them using the cling film, jump on a border and deliver to people. But let me tell you, there's some days maybe you, out of the 7, you can get 5 clients. Out of 10 plates, you can get 8 clients. Some days are bad. And you know, people are not buying this whole idea of someone bringing food from home and delivering to them. People are used to moving to restaurants. People are used to moving to these eating places around town. So for people to adapt to that, like, took time. So it was until a friend of mine came, and there's a day they had a training, and she was like, Shamdu, do you think you can cook food for about 40 people? I said, yes, I can. And then she was like, I'm going to give you a business for 3 days. You do this and that. That is how Shamdu Food Hub now started venturing into outside catering. This friend of mine gave me the business. Then I cooked for the 40 people for 3 days. I got some money, and because I was not yet really financially literate, I didn't know what to do with the money. The money looked a lot. Of course, I spent it recklessly, but she continued supporting my dream, and she would give me business. Whenever they had trainings, she would give me business, do this, but still I was operating from home. So in 2021, someone reached out to me in my Instagram, and he was like, Shamdul, I want us to do business. I have a place, I have a washing bay, a bar, and I want to give you a kitchen space. And what you're going to do is you're going to sell out my place. You give us the mileage, because you have people who know you. That will bring us to a social capital aspect. People know you, and people you're a bit influential, or you're quite influential. So I know when you come to my place, people will follow you. And indeed, it happened. So this person, we met and we sat down. What we did not do is maybe like write down an agreement, or we have a written agreement with this person. So it was just verbal, friendly things. So I get into business, and that's how I started, like, Shamdu Food Hub started getting a location. So we initially were around Rema, at Seford, located at De La Veg. So we were located at De La Veg. That is where I used to cook oxtail. This oxtail attracted people from town, from wherever. Then I would do fast foods, I would do pilau. So when the business owner saw that people were coming because of the name Shamdu, he thought maybe he could also do the same. And that was when they hiked the rent for us, and they were like, you have to pay us 150,000 per week. And that was money we were able to raise, because with food business, if people know you, if your food is good, people will follow you wherever. And in the long run, I felt this was not going to work out for me. And then we decided to get an independent location for Shamdul Food Hub, and we went to Afra Road. We were renting a permanent house built shop, and we turned it into a restaurant. We stayed there for a year till when we got a vacant space, then we put up our own structure that we keep improving day in, day out, but the challenges kept coming in. When we moved to Afra Road, of course, the ambience that was there at La Veg and the comfort that was there was no longer there. Where we were was small, and people were not finding it comfortable. Gradually, we had to drop what actually gave us that name, what people knew us most for, the oxtail. We had to drop it, and now we started going into local food and doing what, like cooking any other food that someone would cook and people would come and eat. So along the way, you know, there are so many restaurants in town. We're all doing the same things that people are doing. And when people's minds are set into something, in Arua, people are so clinged to eating in these other places that if you made a fancy place, or if you set up a place that looks a bit organized, they eventually think it's too expensive, or maybe they believe those other people cook better than you, or those other people know this thing more than you. So competition is tight, customers are not there, you're trying to build a brand, you're trying to build a name, and all these things need finances. There's no money. Today you invest this, tomorrow you're not able to recover your money. And there are days, by the way, you cook food and people do not eat, but that is business.
Did we just lose Shamdu? Okay. Shamdu, you're breaking. Shamdu, we are unable to get you right now.
Due to persistence, you need to persist. You have to like
Shamdu. She is.
Sorry, Belinda. I got a call. Sorry. So yeah, over the times you get, you know, as you keep building your business, as you keep building that brand, it is not easy. There are so many challenges, financial challenges. You do not have the support, the emotional support, the physical support. You know, usually we start, for us, the youth, sometimes we think because I am a youth, I'm starting this business, my friends are going to support me and something. But along the way, everyone has a choice. People decide where they want to eat, people decide whose services they need, like depending on whatever you're venturing into, whatever you're doing, people are going to leave you along the way, but you have to build a base, you have to build your customer base by yourself, and it's a step-by-step thing. So really, I just did not wake up one morning and got all these clients in a day. Like I told you, I started with 7 people. I still remember that, and I kept growing. People kept calling me for outside catering. I kept getting referrals. My friend told me, you do this, like this and that. So that's how we gradually like stabilized and grew. And right now, I can say we're somewhere, and we're not where we were 2 years before. We're not where we were in 2018. And to me, that is growth. And to me, that is something that is so encouraging. We should not fear to start. I always tell people it is not good to fear to start. You start from wherever you are with what you have. And in Arua is still a new city. We have very many opportunities. There's so many things we can do. We just shouldn't copy and paste any business idea, because what worked for Shamdu, you think what worked for Shamdu will work for you. No, there is something unique about everyone. There is a gift. God has gifted us differently. You could be gifted in something different, and you turn it into a business idea. You turn it into something productive, and before you know it, people are already supporting you here and there, and you've gained momentum. And yeah, for me, that's, for now, I think that is it, Belinda.
We are just enjoying the flow of your story. I wish you could just continue on and on and on for the entire night, actually. But well, we are still here with you. We'll make sure that we utilize this opportunity to learn from you so much. And I believe someone else is learning. People who are just joining us, you are welcome. Feel at place. feel at youth on Alert Talk. Shamdu, before I continue with you, let me just read these two messages in the chat box for a short break as I get back to you. And I'm afraid, hello Belinda. I'm grateful to be part of this family. And I'm afraid, mostly known as Afro, the founder of an organization operational in Madiokolo district. That is Madiokolo Rural Development Agency Limited. Currently, I'm running a business in Arua City where we deal in fresh fish supply, and we are the leading fresh fish supplier in the city. Please, if you are in need of fresh fish for your businesses, home use, please look nowhere. Reach to our shop located at Arua Prison Barracks, Ediofe Road, before reaching Nile High Secondary School. Afro Fresh Fish Supply here comes to serve you in this city. Thanks, Fred, for sharing your business with us. Jurak Zito says, hello, Belinda. I must say, I am enjoying Shamdul's story, and it is full of entrepreneurship ideas. This is the kind of guidance that youth, especially students, would need. If such a platform is extended to the universities around, people like Shamdul would be of great help to students in the career guidance. Amazing. Shamdul, I hope you've heard that for yourself and everyone else on this call. Stephen, I'll come back to your question after Shamdul has finished her presentation. Yeah, back to you, Shamdul. I really want to understand, and someone on this call maybe would like to understand why you chose to invest in a food business or a restaurant. You could as well choose to invest in a boutique or a mobile money business or transportation or anything else. Why did you particularly choose a restaurant or a food business to operate in? Kindly share that with us.
Thank you, Belinda. It's not just that I woke up one morning and started a restaurant. I tried so many things here and there, and I had to settle for what I love most. I usually tell people, you need to do what you love most. When you're venturing into business, you need to do something you're passionate about, something you love most, because I tried makeup, I had a boutique, I tried boutique business, I tried domestic cleaning. I think I am the brainchild behind domestic cleaning in Arua. I tried that business, but because people were still not yet buying the idea and finding trustworthy people to work with in that domestic cleaning sector was hard, I had to drop it. So at one point, I sat down and asked myself, like, actually told myself, you cannot do everything. You cannot be everywhere. You can't run a boutique and then do makeup and then cook. You're going to lose focus at the end of the day. You need to sit down and focus on one thing, and you need to focus on what you think in the long run you're going to enjoy doing. So after weighing my businesses, the boutique, first of all, boutique business is seasonal. Today, people are buying because it's Easter period or Christmas period or independence, but at some point, you're going to have to reinvest your money or use your capital from somewhere, your money from somewhere, to pay rent in town. And so I decided to sell off the boutique, and I decided to do away with the makeup thing. I decided to do away with the domestic cleaning thing. So I had to focus on food. That one, I love food. I love to eat food. Two, I love to cook. And three, the fact that I had this background as a child, like my mother did this for us, and this is what put food on our table. The fact that I had the basics actually gave me more morale to stick to it and do it. And in food business, you will never go wrong. Actually, when you ask people, what business do you think is good for someone to start, they always tell you food business or produce, something like that. So the passion, for me, I would always tell people it's the passion, it's where I came from, and it's what I felt, okay, after trying businesses here and there, this is what will work out for me. And indeed, it has worked out for me. So that is why I chose to go with food.
An amazing one again. Thank you so much. And I understand when you started up this business, there were quite a number of challenges that you faced. And I'm sure right now, business is a daily thing, and every day comes up with its own challenge. So kindly share with us what challenges you experienced when you started up the business, the challenges you are currently experiencing, and how you are managing them, how you are managing to overcome these challenges on a daily, or when you started up, how did you manage to overcome these challenges?
First of all, one thing, I had to detach myself from this whole thing of, I know very many people. Oh, I know, like, people know Shamdul, my friends will come and eat. First of all, I had to help myself and excuse myself from that stress of, what if my friends don't come to eat, my friends don't support me, this and that. No, I had to cut it off. And then from the beginning, people would tell me, you go to the banks, you walk to these offices, people will buy food. But that was not true. When you go to the banks, first of all, they want you to have your business registered. And in today's world, if you do not know somebody, it is so hard for you to get business. You need to have a link. At least you need to have a link of someone who can at least talk to the other people. So it was so challenging. People kept giving me false hope. I don't want to lie to you, but to me, that was false hope. People kept lying to me, Shamdul, you go here, you go there. And they were not telling me the right things to do, the right procedure to do. And for banks or for any other organization to give you business, first of all, like for a restaurant, you need to have a location, you need to have your business registered. There are really so many things you need to have before they give you business. So because I didn't have all this, I was just basing on, let's say, God's will or God's mercy. Yeah, like whatever comes my way, that was it. It was until sometime last year when I had to sit down and I was like, okay, Shamdul, this business is registered, but you're not doing enough. You're not marketing yourself enough. There's something you're not doing. And that is when I dropped, I used to use my social media platform for supporting football clubs, for banters, for what. I had to drop those things and I had to start using my social media platform for marketing my business, for marketing myself, and I needed to put myself somewhere where if somebody recommended me, they would be, okay, yes, this is what she does, and we know she does very good work and stuff. So the challenges was quite many. Guys, there's no capital. And that's when you find yourself into debts. You borrow from here with hopes that maybe today, if I cook, people will eat and I'll save some money and I'll pay. Imagine you're paying rent of 450 the other side, you're paying maybe at home rent of 200. That brings you back to not budgeting or setting aside like organizing yourself. You're just working without a plan. You're just doing things for just. So I was paying rent of about 650 per month. But if you looked at the revenue I was getting from the business, at the end of the month, I would not raise that money. And how was I surviving? I got myself into debts. I got myself into borrowing and so on. And by the time the year ends, whatever you saved maybe for something else, for doing something else, you're going to have to use this money to repay your debts, and you're going to have to use this money to resettle yourself again. And so I had to come back and reestablish myself, get a cheaper place for my restaurant, and see how I had to see how I could save and get more clients. And as I talk now, we have banks that we give food to. We have organizations that medical facilities we give food to. So at the end of the month, we are assured of that income that comes after all deductions. We are assured of that money that comes for the business, that is going to cater for the business rent, that is going to cater for my personal things and stuff. So the challenges of debts and people not supporting you and what. So there are really so many challenges. And by the way, sometimes you cook food and people do not eat. It is not that your food is bad. It's not that your business is not good or you're not doing well. It is just a season. Now, like, people are fasting and you have to readjust and maybe reduce on the quantity you cook and maybe try to reach out more people and stuff. But these challenges are everywhere. Even you who is maybe into the formal employment, there are challenges at work, and so are there challenges in business. Belinda, yeah, I think that is it.
Thank you, Shamdu, for sharing. I just want to pick up from the point of loan or borrowing. Now, so many people do take loans from financial institutions to start up a business. Do you think this is a good idea?
Belinda, come again.
So many people, because of lack of capital issues, so many people go into borrowing money from financial institutions for capital to start up a business. Do you think it's a good idea to get a loan to start up a business, especially for a new business?
Well, for me, that is a no. It's a no. But because I was there, I did that. That is what exactly I did. And I must tell you the repercussions have not been okay. And you're never going to have peace. It is not okay. It is not advisable. If you listen to people who have success stories about their businesses, it is not okay to use borrowed money to start, because you're not sure if this business is going to pick up or not. So what if you give up on the way? How are you going to pay these loans? And for a business to take off, people, it takes time. It takes a lot of time for you to sit and say, okay, now this business can support itself. Even up to now, we're still struggling with some of the debts. And up to now, we're still struggling to see that our business supports itself, or our business helps, like we do away with the borrowing or what. But if you start a business with borrowed money, with loans, you're going to have interests, and trust me, within the first month, you're not going to pay that loan. Within the first 3 months, it's going to be so hard for your business to take off, for your business to start generating income, profits, a lot of things. So for me, I would say no. Learn from me. It's something very bad, and it is going to like drag you behind.
Yes, I personally understand that. Thank you so much, Hamdu, for sharing that with us. We are moving on. So from whatever you've said, you have a very big fan base, if I must say. Have ever gone into your social media pages, have interacted with you so much, have gone to your food hub several times, and it's like you have a very rich social capital. So how do you manage your friendships or your family relationships to ensure that they do not interrupt your business? So many friends do come around you, you have families, but how do you really manage them? How do you ensure that they do not interrupt your business?
Thank you, Belinda. Social capital, in our era, the biggest capital, or the most important capital, people say, is social capital. And I always thank God for that. I remember when we were growing up, our mother used to complain that you people have a lot of friends. Like, you people, you have too many friends. I cannot know who is who. Today you're bringing this one for breakfast, tomorrow you're bringing the other one for lunch. Like, I just can't know who to call your friend. But as we grew up, I came to appreciate the value of friendship, the value of knowing people, and the value of friends. Like I said, when you start up a business, don't start it because you think people know you, or because you think you have friends and they'll support you. You have a section of friends who are going to support your business. You have a section of friends who are going to drag you down. You have a section of friends who are going to think you're crazy, or like you're failing, and it's okay. Now, like for my business, somehow I have these friends who think, okay, I can actually walk into Shamdul's restaurant, eat food, and leave because I'm her friend. And those are not friends who want your business to grow. Those are not friends who are looking at the long-term friendship goal or something. So how do you use your friendship, your circle or something? That's when I decided to do away with the banters, and I decided to use my social media to mostly advertise my business, advertise other people's businesses. When I realized, okay, you have a following, but you're not doing the right thing, I had to drop every other thing and started using this following to advertise. People will call me, hello Shamdul, I got your number from Facebook. Hello Shamdul, my friend recommended you. Hello Shamdul, a friend of yours, this, like, so that is what social capital can do to you out there. People are going to support you. So if people know what you're doing out there, people know that Shamdul is out there hustling, Shamdul is out there trying to make a life out of whatever she's doing, and she's making a meaning of the people she know. Like you do not, it's not who you party with, it's not who you hang out with, but you know these are people. If Belinda, I wanted to start up something, or if you're stuck, who are you going to call? You need to categorize your friends, you need to categorize the people you know. But out there, what do people know you for? Do they know you for bad things? Do they know you for good things? Do they know you for this? Or do they know you for business? It matters a lot when it comes to social capital. So I decided to place myself in a place where, like, you do not find me into wrangles, you do not find me into other things with people but business. So I wanted to connect with every other person. If I went to your office, at least you get to know that I know someone here, or someone knows Shamdul here, someone knows her there. So I knew with things to do with food or in the business world, I came to realize one thing: you do not need to be all over for the wrong reasons. You do not have to be all over with people for the bad reasons, or maybe engage yourself in any other thing that is going to tarnish the image of your business. Like as Shamdul, it has taken me time to build the brand Shamdul, not as I'm a celeb, no. I'm just someone people know, oh, I'm someone who is sociable. So I do not want to ruin this Shamdul that people know for something very simple. So you have to also take care of your reputation. So there are small things you can separate your business from friendship. You tell your friends, I always tell them, okay, you're my friend, but when you come to eat at my restaurant, you pay to this person. When you come to eat at my restaurant, make sure you pay, because when I grow, you're also going to grow in the future. Like you'll be proud of me, and you'll be like, oh, that's my friend Shamdul, she made it. So for me, social capital is really, really an important aspect in business, and how you handle yourself out there with your business is very, very important.
Thank you so much, Shamdul, for sharing that with us. Let me just read this one question from the chat. Greetings, I'm Maliamungu from Juba. I joined late, but would like to ask how many speakers have so far spoken. This is the first speaker. The second one is yet to join us. Don't worry, you haven't yet missed a lot. Yeah, keep posting your questions in the chat box. I'll be able to read them after here. All questions directed to our panelist, Shamdul. So Shamdul, we are still going on as we wind up with this and we take up all the questions. So I understand you have daily expenses that you make at home, buying food at home or paying bills at home. So how do you manage those daily earnings vis-a-vis your business? In other words, how have you managed to sustain the business this far?
First of all, I had to, like I told you, after some time, I had to sit down and restructure myself. You know, there are days, like usually you always see when you're growing. You can see, you can notice if I'm growing or not. So if you're not growing, what is happening? Is there something you have to do? Do you have to reduce on your expenses? Do you have to realign your business? Is there something you're not doing right in business or at home? First of all, it's not that I spend so much at home, or maybe I have a lot of, like, very many people that depend on me. I have about 3 dependents. So to me, it is not something big. So every end of month, we have those monthly clients who pay us at the end of the month. Every end of month, I sit down, I draw a budget for what I need, what money I need for what. But before anything else, that part of that money needs to be saved. And after savings, then I start my deductions. My rent at home, my rent at work, how much my mother might need, how much my brother might need, how much I might need for my own personal things. So after going through all those things, if there is any money left, or if I am maybe overboard, if I have the money I have put aside maybe for savings is more than what my budget is indicating, that's when I go and maybe pick some money and top up and see how I can help my family, or I can do with the expenses at home. But I had to reduce them. If it's for the power I buy like once a month. If it's for water bill, if it's the rent, I have a month when I pay my rent, like a date when I pay my rent. And yeah, basically that's how I've been managing. And for the daily expenses at home, it's only my mom, so really I do not spend much on her feeding. Sometimes we get food from the restaurant, we bring for her. So daily is not really something much, but I always make sure it does not exceed 20,000 if she is not sick, or if we're not using money for any other business. So Belinda, I think that is it for my home issue.
Wow, amazing. I understand everyone else is learning from your story right now. We appreciate the fact that you've come.
Hello.
So before we can proceed any further, I think later on I'll be able to give chance to CEO of the Great Family to have a word with us before the second speaker comes in. And kindly just keep posting your questions. We'll be able to read through, and Shamdu will be able to answer all your questions. And last question to you, Shamdu. Do you have any long-term goals pertaining to your business? For example, what do you wish to achieve 5 years from now in all your endeavors pertaining to your business right now?
Well, for anyone in business or for anyone working, we always have a goal, and we have those long-term plans that we have. I've always dreamt of having the best local foods restaurant in town. I want a local foods place where people walk in and they be like, okay, this is it. This is the space we needed. This is what we needed, with the best services. I hope in 5 years time or before, Shamdu Foods Hub will be having their own van. We can do our own deliveries. We can be in Tot's voice, we can be the low budget Letsuba. We have, I just want something that is going to define me, that is going to define Shamdu, that is going to define this dream. I want to empower women. With time, I want to be that girl that is going to empower young girls, and I just want people to look up to me and say, okay, she started from scratch and she has made it. She has made it for herself. We saw her working this throughout, and we saw her growing. We saw this Shamdul Food Hub growing. Like most of you have seen, you know where we started from and where we're going from now, like right now, step by step. So yeah, Belinda, the dream is to be the biggest local foods restaurant in Arua, not just these ones where you just walk in and eat and move. No, first of all, the dream was to get registered. Yeah, we're registered, we're tax compliant, and organizations are getting to know us, offices are getting to know us, banks are getting to know us, and we just want to change the face of the local foods business in Arua and make it something great.
Thank you so much for all those wonderful experiences. We really admire you. We're very inspired. I am personally inspired by your story, by everything that you've shared to us. We greatly do appreciate you for that. Yes, so before the second speaker comes in, just kindly keep posting all your questions. Shamdul, kindly stay on. I have a lot of questions for you in the chat box. We'll be able to share them after the second speaker has delivered his word to us. But before that, I would like to call upon Becca the Great, that is the vision bearer behind the Youth on Alert Talk, to share with us something for a few minutes as we wait upon the second speaker to share with us. Thank you, Becca, you're welcome. Okay, I don't see Becca online. I do not see him online. Just a moment. I don't see him online. I guess he's yet in coordination with our second speaker. But yeah, that can't stop us from going on with Shamdu. We have a lot of questions for her in the chat box. Let me just go through these questions. Starting from, I have a lot of messages in the chat box. Let me just go through them. The first one is from Stephen. So, how did you manage the pressure from friends, especially classmates, upon you leaving formal employment for cooking food? That's for you, Shamdu. How did you manage the pressure from friends and your classmates upon you leaving formal employment for cooking food? I believe he is talking of the people you studied with, especially at the university.
Yeah, he's right. The pressure is always there. By the way, the days I would sit and see my friends, like you feel your friends are winning, your friends are getting married, your friends are getting promotions at work, your friends are doing this, and with our business or with that kind of work, you're going to have to go to the lowest of the low. If you met me at my workplace, you'll find me washing plates, you'll find me cooking, you'll find me doing this. So yeah, sometimes friends would be like, but Shamduli went to school, why don't you apply? They would even send me links, job adverts. You try applying here and there, because I know you can have this business. Usually they would tell me, they didn't want to tell me that, okay, Shamdul, what you're doing, you really needed to be doing something else. You know what they'll be telling me? You can do something else apart from cooking. This business can be running as you do other things. So yeah, guys, first of all, you need to cut pressure off, like, from society. People should not define you. That's why I was telling you, my mother has been one of those colleagues, let me tell you, even like she's been one of those people who made me feel like I'm not doing the right thing. She'd even tell me sometimes, I think you should just get a space. Maybe you start a boutique. She didn't know that I had a boutique business before, by the way. She didn't know, like, till now she doesn't know. She should be like, maybe you should be selling clothes, because this thing of food is not good. You went to school, you studied, and now you're here selling food. Your friends are working, and sometimes they even think someone is against you, someone is working against your prosperity, which is not true. Guys, like I told you at the beginning, everyone is gifted differently, and our stories are all different. Our success stories are all different. Some are going to get their success stories from the offices, from wherever they're working. Some are going to get from businesses. Some are going to get from wherever. Some just lotteries. Some will just win lotteries and hit jackpots, and that is it for them. But do not get discouraged. I refuse to get discouraged. I refuse to listen to any negative voice that was telling me, Shamdu, this is not for you. But they'll tell me, Shamdu, by the way, you're not supposed to do this. Yeah, you're supposed to be there. You're this girl and that. No, I am just a normal human being. I am just a normal girl. Why I went to school is so that my brains could open. Why we go to school is for our brains to open and for us to see things in a different perspective. That is why I did not go and I did not start my restaurant or my business like my mother did 20 years ago. I just started my business in a new model. Like, I had to modify every other thing. So right now, when my friends look at me, they even tell me, okay, Shamdul, I think you're doing better where you are. But I always tell them, no, wherever you are or wherever I am, there's still challenges. So if you feel comfortable working for somebody, please stick there, but make sure you have plan B if things go south. So that pressure, I just let it be. I decided to be myself. Like, I had to reduce myself to the lowest of the lowest. Like, I had to do things that are going to take my business to another level or take me to another level. If you find me at my workplace, if you don't find someone washing, it's me washing. If you don't find someone cooking or serving, I am doing that, because for me, this is what I love to do, and this is what is going to sell me outside there. Do not despise humble beginnings. Nobody should pull you down or tell you that this is not what you're supposed to do. No, nobody should tell you that. If you feel like me, Belinda, I am going to venture into garbage collection, of which I saw someone started this business and is doing it in a modified way. Guys are so happy. I was so happy. And if you feel this is what is going to improve your life, this is what is going to make you happy, first of all, your happiness matters. Do your friends know that you are bullied at work where you worked before? Did I tell you that I was bullied? Did I tell you that I was pushed out of the office? I did not tell you that. But because I did not tell you that, you would be like, okay, why is she not working? Maybe she's lazy, or maybe she did not pass well, or maybe she didn't have good grades. No, we have challenges, and I always tell people, be where you feel comfortable, be where you feel happy. When you come back home, do you always look up to the next day to go back to work? Are you always looking forward to the next day to start your day, or you're always stressed because you're going back to the office where you're intimidated, the office where you're not liked, or you're going to that business where you always feel like a failure, or you do not know what you're doing? Do what makes you happy. The rest should be background noise, as long as you know this is something productive, you know this is something that is going to put food on your table. Forget about the noise.
Amazing. Thank you so much. There's a comment from Erima. Shamdu, go girl, cooking food is fine and you've added well. You love food. Me too, it's inspirational and we have to move on. Well done. From Jura Kizito, Madam Shamim, your story clearly indicates that your business is growing steadily. Have you thought of registering it as a formal business entity? You've become an employer. Maybe people would want to know how many people you have employed. Would you like to answer that in 30 seconds?
So I think I have a team of 5 women. Yeah, I employ 5 ladies. One does deliveries. She goes to pick orders from people's offices, wherever, and then she does the deliveries. One is in service, the 3 in kitchen. Yeah. So I have 5 ladies that I employ.
Okay. Is your entity registered?
Yes, please, we're registered.
Okay, thank you so much. From Pony Immaculate, hey Belinda, I'm Immaculate Pony, youth leader at Humanitown Parish. I'm really that I'm part of this gathering. I'm still a student, but I do decorations for events like birthday parties, baby showers, and many others. Thank you, whoever is in that town or you know people in that town, recommend Immaculate's business out there. From Maliamungu Zacchaeus, greetings. I answered this already, sorry. From the winners, how can one identify a good business opportunity? Sham, a minute.
Yes. Thank you. Like I told you, we have so many business opportunities within Arua, and I always tell people we even have businesses that require 0 starting capital. Like that business I started of domestic cleaning, I didn't have to spend a lot of money, or I didn't have to spend money. I just went one day and posted on my Facebook WhatsApp status that, guys, I want to start doing domestic cleaning. Clean your house, wash your clothes. I just come in and clean for you and go. And I got clients. I just needed transport to transport me to that place and back. So that was it. And before you identify any business, sit down and ask yourself, me, Belinda, if I wanted to start something, what am I good at? You could be good at decoration. You could love decoration. You could have passion for flowers. You venture into floral business. You could have passion for making juice. You can turn it into a business idea. You could have passion for foods. Turn it into a business idea, or you could have passion for guys like you love repairing things, you love playing around with the electricals. You turn it into a business idea. Like, okay, guys, if I had a PlayStation here, maybe if I set up my PlayStation, I know two to three of my friends would come and recommend other friends and this. Or if I started a floral business, because I know this is still virgin in Arua, people will come and support it in the long run. Oh, okay, me, Belinda, I love organizing. the house. I love having the house clean. I love this. Why don't I do this for money for other people? You see that people in Kampala, girls are going to people's houses to do cleaning, organizing, you know, you do people's laundry, you iron and you do stuff. So before you identify a business idea, you could say, okay, some people would say, okay, I want to have a shop, I want to have a boutique. But you who wants to do a boutique business, when somebody looks at you, do you look like the business itself? Do you look like someone like who has a good taste in clothes? If you wanted to do cleaning and people look at you like, do you look like the person? Are you clean enough? If someone went to visit you, are you clean enough? Or do they see that this person knows what she's doing? So before anything else, you can sit down with a business idea, but ask yourself, if I ventured into this, will I do it with passion? Is this what I love to do? Will it give me something in the long run? Like, will it generate income in the long run? Will I be able to sustain it when it comes to the financial parts? So you need to think about all those things before you go out and maybe start up a business or something. I think, yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, Shamdu, for all those responses. Our second speaker has joined us. Shamdu, kindly stay on. We still have a lot of questions for you, though I am going to give this time for our second speaker. I already introduced him. That is Totwales Elias Danyafra Sela. I already said he's a media personality and an employee at the office of the Deputy Inspector General of the government. We are glad to have you here, CEO and founder Arua City Food House. So I'm going to give you about 10 to 20 minutes so that we have the rest of the time to answer the questions that are in the chat box. And for those ones who want to ask directly, we'll give them chance as well. So Totwales, you are most welcome. Kindly share with us your experience of a startup and how you've managed to come this far. Would like to really hear from you and learn a lot from you in about 10 to 20 minutes before we can dive into questions finally. You are welcome.
All right, thank you, Belinda. So sorry that I joined a little late because I was traveling. 10 minutes are good enough for me to share a word. I hope we're all going to pick a few things and learn. And of course, I'll also be blessed to learn more from the people listening. I'm going to put up a life story, like how it all started. It may not focus only on business, but the whole life story of my life probably after school. I believe when the story pops up and when the story is done, we're going to pick a few lessons from there, because I believe the lessons I learned are the ones that have actually made me who I am right now. The topic is get rich now. Of course, the people speaking to you are not so rich, but of course, we have some bit of, let me say, path that makes us who we are now, and the world keeps on seeing it. So I'm so glad to be here, and thanks a lot, the organizers, for putting up something like this, so that we can as well, as youths of West Nile in particular, or Uganda in general, keep on learning from each other from different fields. I hope I was introduced earlier as said. Well, I would like to start with my life immediately after school. I'm a social worker by profession. Immediately after graduating from school with my degree, my first job actually was self-employment. I was doing blacksmith business, but immediately I was blessed after three weeks to join the media fraternity. I joined Radio Purchase in the candidate mentor program. Then after that, I was admitted to work with them. Of course, that was my first job as a radio presenter, a social worker, but I joined the journalism profession. Well, when I joined, there's something up to now that keeps me on, like it keeps me moving. Whenever I remember it, I feel I can still make independent decisions that work out. When I was given my appointment, I shared it with my dad. Of course, he likes me, I know, he wants the best for me. But at times, you know, the people who love you or the people around you can't tell you what exactly they want. They can tell you what exactly they want for you, but you know, passion is different, fate is different, and everything goes according to how you do it. When I told him, totally, he was pissed. He was pissed at me. You know, you just graduated with a degree and you're going to work as a radio presenter. And honestly, I think my first salary was around 280,000 as a radio journalist at Radio Purchase. That was before being confirmed. I was earning 280,000. So that looked like no money for him. And he felt maybe joining the journalism profession, being a radio presenter is all about, you know, making fans and all that. So he felt that was a little embarrassing for him. But I pushed for it. I went for it. I started doing the radio work. Just 4 months after my radio work, Pride Microfinance came for their they came for some interviews at the radio station and all that. Then after the interviews, there was some West Nile Business Summit, something like that, organized at White Castle, which I happened to go for. You know, one thing I always love to do is mingling out there, going out to meet new people, fixing myself even in places where I am not supposed to fit. So I went to White Castle. That was a summit for serious businesses and all that. Then I met the manager of Pride Microfinance again. Of course, he already saw me as an employee of Radio Purchase. When we had our conversations and all that, of course, when I always converse with people I believe can maybe offer me an opportunity or give me any links to businesses and all that, I make sure I give him my best. I believe he was impressed when I was speaking to him and all that. Then that question of which level of education did you get done with, or where are you currently and all that, that question came in. Of course, when I told him I am a social worker by profession and all that, he felt impressed. He felt maybe I can also do marketing too. Then he asked if I can work in the bank and leave the radio. I was so pleased with it. Then immediately he picked my phone number. A week later, he sent me the job advert. I applied. I went for interviews and all that. Interviews went on well. I resigned from Radio Purchase. I moved to Pride Microfinance. Just 3 months after my good performance as a sales representative, of course, he felt my passion for maybe sales or my future in sales because of the way I was conversing with him. You know, a salesperson has that different language, that convincing language. So after 3 months of performing excellently in sales, I was promoted as a credit officer. Credit officer work, I did it for around 2 years. After 2 years, COVID struck in. 2 years and some good months, COVID struck in. Things became hard. You know, in the banking credit, COVID so much affected the banking system and all that. People were not paying loans. Of course, there was no business. People were not paying loans. And that was a serious threat for our kind of job. Of course, when they don't pay loans, it comes back to you. You may have those disciplinary actions taken against you and all that. So I felt that was too huge for me. It was going to mess up with my career. Like maybe being dismissed from your workplace, this is still your second job, and that's still a junior job. I felt that was a little embarrassing. I sat down and I felt, what if I go this other way of self-employment? That was when Arua City Food House was born. And when I joined the banking system, my father was very happy because I left journalism, which he wasn't impressed with. So this time again, I also called him and I told him, I knew if I was going to tell him I'm here to resign, he was going to be bad at, like, he was going to feel bad about it and actually reject that decision. So I told him after resigning, I told him, you know what, I've resigned and I feel I should first try self-employment. Let me do what I love most. Let me do farming. Arua City Food House is a wide range of, we do a wide range of activities. We have a farm based in Ajia, a 146-acre farm. Then besides that, we earlier had a shop in town, which I currently closed. Then in the farm, we do quite a number of activities. Right now, I'm into planting varieties of cassava, and then I'm into rearing animals and all that. Then besides that, Arua City Food House also does consultancy services. We do consultancy in projects and all that because I feel I am a little good with projects and all that. So we do quite a number of activities along that line. So when I told my father, you know what, I'm joining the self-employment world as a farmer, he felt totally bad again. Well, I opened up Arua City Food House. I ran Arua City Food House for some time. So, you know, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to be that kind of a motivational speaker who is going to tell you, this is how I started and this is where I am now. I'm going to tell you what made me to fail and what has made me to rise up again. I believe that is going to make you actually learn better. I know, you know, starting up a business, it looks amazing. You know, you have the ideas, you have everything. But when you start it up, that is when you are going for fresh studies. That is when you're going to a fresh school. You're going to learn the basics of business. You're going to know that things are also tough, but if you're tougher, you're going to manage everything. So I started up the food store, you know, leaving a salary job, then starting up something on your own, maybe in town, paying a rent of 600,000 for your shop, paying employees, the people who work for you, paying other bills and all that. Then here you also have your bills to pay too. So it was a hustle and all that. But after 2 years, I strategized and things moved on well. And then that is when I was also blessed with a job that pushed me to Kampala. Then when I came to Kampala, management became a little tough. Managing the shop became a little tough because of the distance and all that. Then I sat down and I strategized how I can do it. After strategizing, I felt I should do something which I can manage. That's why I had to scale up the farm. I started adding up animals, goats. I'm currently looking at adding up cows, and then I'm also currently looking up at planting a lot of trees. So I'm currently trying to focus on the farm alone because the shop became a little hard to manage because of distance issues. Now, before coming to work in Kampala, also another thing which I believe is going to be a very good lesson for us is I didn't get this little work I'm currently doing because I was, let me say, because I applied for it or I was meant for it. It's because of social capital. Well, immediately after trying to scale up Arua City Food House and all that, I started joining very many associations. You know, there are these associations, SACCO associations, your old student associations and all that. So I happened to join the Old Students Association of Mvara SS. After joining the Old Students of Mvara SS, of course, I built good networks there and all that. And I also happened to join the executive committee of the Old Students. That is where we were called at some point for a meeting, for a general meeting and all that. It phoned me in Kampala already. I came to successfully failed some interview for a job I applied at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So it phoned me in Kampala. I felt I should go and attend it. Of course, in attendance, I met very awesome people. I met people who were really so good in the game, who are up there, all those old students who are in serious offices and all that. And as an executive member, I think in the meeting, I was the only person who never had a corporate job. So when it reached the time for introductions and all that, people were introducing them, like they were telling their names, what they do and all that. Wow, I felt embarrassed, but I said, no, who knows, this may be your chance. So I went and introduced myself so hard. I gave in like my name, so what I do, what I currently do, what I've done before. I poured all my CV there and I left everything like that. Little did I know that you know, mingling up with such people can also land you into opportunities. Then after the whole meeting, of course, we had exchanges of numbers and all that. Then I fortunately met an old student who is at a high hierarchy in the government, who was there in the meeting. She was very impressed by my presentation and all that. We exchanged numbers and of course, I boldly told people that if there's another opportunity, the student hesitate to let me know. Then she picked my numbers and all that and was like, anytime, if there's an advert at your place, she'll be able to let me know. 2 weeks later, she sent me an advert. I applied, I went for the interviews went through. So that is the life I picked right from after finishing campus up to now. Well, lessons. Why I feel where I am is because of this, maybe the issues I've been going through, like the life I've been going through, the lessons I've picked. And also besides that, I failed to also tell you people that I am an award-winning entrepreneur, my strategies, like the business itself, the farm itself, we have been able to be blessed with some few awards. Last year, we are the winner of the NSSF High Innovator Program, where I won $20,000. I am also an alumni of the Seed Sport, where I won $10,000. And yesterday, I was also blessed to win $10,000 from the Nigerian-based MSS ISDG Challenge, which will actually take me to Nigeria in the next 2 weeks for the award-winning ceremony. So that is basically how it has been. Now, lessons learned. One key lesson I've always known is passion. Go for what you want. Don't go for what people expect out of you. Passion, passion, passion. Well, I derive this from the example of my father refusing all those other jobs for me. Imagine if I didn't go to radio purchase, would I get the Prague Microfinance job? If I didn't go to Prague Microfinance, would I get, would I take that independent decision of starting up a farm? If I also listened to my father and refused to set up maybe a shop for selling cassava flour or any other, all those other food items, would I be winning all these grants? So the lesson I learned there is learn to make your independent decisions. Of course, there are very many people who are going to, object in and tell you, I feel this is bad and all that. But if you've strategized well and know you're going to do this and it's going to take you to this level, do it. You can listen to advice. Somebody can supplement maybe on what you're doing and tell you, I feel you should do it better this way. Yeah, you can listen to advice, but don't go into something just because somebody has told you to do it. I always believe business is passion. That's why people who go to business to make money most times fail in it. Business is passion. Business is when you have the passion, you build the talent. When you build the talent, that's when the money comes. So when you're going for a business, go into it because you love it. Go for that passion bit of it inside your heart. Don't go because the other person is making money. You don't know the skills the person has put in his or her business that are generating for him or her money. So you should learn to make your own independent decisions and you love them with all your heart. When you love something, of course, the benefit comes back to you. Well, another thing I got to learn is building important networks. It's very, very key. Out of your circle, if you're 10 very good friends, ask yourself, how are these best friends I feel I have of benefit to me? Can these people tell you, well, let's do this? These are some of the income generating activities we should engage in. Or can they refer you to maybe some good networks? Can they refer you to businesses? Can they refer you to jobs? Or when you're stuck somewhere, can you call one of your friends and tell him, you know what? First help me with some 500,000 right now, I'm going to pay you. Or first help me with some 500,000 flat, and the person sends you immediately. Learn to build very good networks. And don't only remain at your 10 friends. Go higher. Go towards meeting people who are even 100 times better than you. That's where opportunities are. When you sit with people who have made it in life, the conversation is very different. The conversation is very different. The conversation is all about how we can do it, where the new markets are, how this can be done and all that. But when you sit with people who are failures in life, actually you lose a lot. These are people who sit and backbite their successful friends, who sit and backbite others, who despise maybe life-changing opportunities, who do a lot of things that pull you down. So when you're trying to move up with life, make sure you build very good networks around you. That will help you so much. Then I also want to tell all of you that I know, of course, many of you are here because you have the passion of one time being your own bosses and standing out alone. I want to tell you that it's very open. I know my co-speaker can also tell you, you should have something in mind that when you're going to start up, it's not actually going to bring out the expectations you have. You're going to fail. Failure is part of the process. I know many of you have failed already, like you've done 1 or 2 businesses and they're failed. Failure is part of the process. So you should know that failure is part of the process. No successful person has made it without any background of failure. But now it depends on you. Whenever you feel like, do you pick yourself up and strategize. Do you learn from what made you to fail and leave what made you to fail, then open up what can best make you to grow? So those are some of the important things I've picked from my journey in the business world. One is passion, second is networks, and third is learning to accept your mistakes and also appreciating your failures in order to grow. Then also learn to add value on yourself. You shouldn't do the same thing always. Like, most businesses fail. There's actually a research that indicated that 90% of businesses in Uganda have never survived past 10 years, which is very true actually. Like, you can check the shops around your village alone and you tell me which shops have, how many shops have lived more than 10 years. It's because we don't add value to ourselves. You want to do the same things always and always, which is totally bad. If you learn to, of course, add value to yourself, like let me say the food business, the hotel business Samdul is currently doing, what if it reaches a level whereby she starts to do packaging, like very good packaging, like CJs, Kef Javas? What if it reaches a level whereby she does those direct deliveries? That is adding value. What if she goes online and develops an app whereby you can order for food online? That is adding value in your business. So we should always, when you start up a business, you should always look at the people who have done it better and you copy from them or you do better than them. That's what we're going to grow. I feel this is a little about what I prepared. It's a little story about myself. Of course, we have not made it up to that level where we hope to be, but I believe we're going to make it. And I thank you, Becca, and your team for organizing such an important event. And it shouldn't only be based on business. I feel there are very many other professionals out there we feel we can learn from. There are doctors who can also come on board and tell us about health-related issues. There are counselors. We need counselors so much because many youths are depressed out there because, after finishing school or while at school, you over-expect. And then after finishing school, the expectations are not the same. Like things don't come the way you want. There are many people out there who need counselors. So maybe the next sessions will really be so good if you bring all the other professionals on board and we learn very many other things. And the last thing I want to tell you is, you currently have friends and you've currently made your friends and all that. Another good thing I've learned in this growth journey is that, when you're trying to grow, you have very many friends around you. But of course, there's going to be that time. It's there where you're learning actually. It's going to be that time when you're going to fail. That's when friends will disappear. But I feel it's an important phase of life because, when friends disappear after things failing off for you and all that, I believe when that right time comes and you hit the jackpot, you're up there, you'll know who to select to rise up with. So this whole journey is not a funny one. It's not an interesting one. It's for the hard-hearted people, and I believe we can all do it. Thank you so much.
Wow. I am so much impressed. I am very, very inspired. You called it a little story about you, but to me, it's a very huge, it's a very big and valuable story about you. I have personally learned so much from you. I have my notebook. I have noted down everything. I hope the rest have noted down things as well. This is someone to really learn a lot from. Thanks so much for the beautiful and for the inspiring insights shared during this moment. We really do appreciate it so much. Let me start from this particular question to you in the chat box. Tot Wallace. It says, would request to know why Tot calls himself a Nyafura seller. Maybe you can interpret that to those who don't understand Lugbara and on the call, interpret to them what is, and then you tell us why you call yourself a Nyafura seller, and then we can dive into the rest of the questions in a minute. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Well, a Nyafura seller, Nyafura in Lugbara is cassava flour. And then, of course, that name is a brand. I started picking up that name immediately after resigning from work. I knew what I was going to do. I knew my passion was to set up a food house where I am going to sell food items. Then I also go into farming and I plant a lot of crazy things. maybe my actually first purpose was doing a lot of cassava in the farm and all that. So that name Anyafra Seller came in because of that brand. I was selling cassava flour. Then till now, I still plant cassava and I sell cassava stocks too. I make supplies to a few organizations. Omia Agribusiness Development is a partner to me. Whenever he wants cassava stocks and all that, he comes to me. Narrowcast, be it NASA 14, be it NASA 18, or anything. I specialize in that. That's why the brand Anyafra Seller remains like that. That's actually a brand. It's not a name. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'll go directly to the rest of the questions in the chat. I'll be directing them to either you or Shamdul. So the next question is, hello Shamdul, I greatly admire your zeal. I would like to know how you manage your team. How do you pay yourself? That's from God's favorite, Gala Closet.
Thank you, God's favorite. First of all, the team that I work with, I made them my friends. How I manage my team, we're friends. When you come to my business, if you're somebody who does not know Shamdul, sometimes you will not know who the boss is, but that is just not it. There is a limit to that. And how I pay them, initially I used to pay daily, and hotel, restaurants, all the local food spots usually pay people daily. But as time kept on moving, as we started getting those monthly gigs, I sat down with my team and asked them in a meeting how everybody would love to be paid. I know there are some people who are not comfortable being paid daily. I know there are some people who are not comfortable being paid monthly. So I give you the liberty to choose. How do you want me to pay you? So 2 out of the 5 said we want monthly, and then 1 said I want weekly, and then the rest went for daily. So I manage my team, I pay them daily, and of course everyone is according to their what they do. They don't all earn the same. I pay them according to what they do. However, I also do motivate them. That's why I have someone who has been there with me since Shamdul Food Hub started. I have someone who has been there for a year. I have who have been there for months and stuff. So if I make them enjoy the work environment. I make them my friends. I actually look out for people who love what they're doing. My team is a team of people who are passionate, a team of young girls who want to grow, who look up to me. And I always ensure that they are comfortable. Whatever I give them is comfortable enough to keep them and comfortable enough to make them do productive work for Shamdul Food Hub. That's why sometimes if you come to work, you may not find me there by 10 a.m. You might not find me there by 9 a.m. Oh, there are some days you get me there by 7, because everyone knows what they're supposed to do. Everyone knows without Shamdul, we can do this. The only challenge with my team is that when I am not there, they are shaken by the kind of customers we have, or by our customer base, because to them, these are all high profile people, and for them, they think they cannot manage such kind of people. So they always need my presence, and somehow my business, how I have branded myself, makes it hard for my business to run without me for a period of time. So if I am not there for 2 to 3 days, people are going to realize that there is a gap. Shamdul is missing, because I am the one who is vocal. I am the one who interacts with people. I am the one who has the communication skills, like the good communication skills in the business. Yet you might find I am the one maybe who is not good in cooking the other special dish, or who is not good in cleaning, or who is not good in this. So everyone in the team is good at something they do. Like the person we have for deliveries, she interacts with people. She's good at what she does, and she's friendly. The person we have the one who is the cashier is good with money. She's trustworthy, and she has her mathematics when it comes to money. So that's how basically I manage my team. First, I motivate them. I make sure that everyone does what they love. every time we have our meetings, I ask them, are you comfortable where I've placed you? Are you comfortable where you are? Do you need any change? And so on and so. So that's how we do it at Shamdul Food Hub.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that response. Next question, we have quite a number of questions. We have 20 minutes to the closure of this moment. From Maliamungu Zacchaeus, I'm directing this to Tot Wallace. What business ethics did you put in measure to become a successful businessman?
Okay, now Maliamungu, I believe to break it through in the business world, one important thing is discipline. Discipline is too important in the business world. You need to respect your cash flows. One, you need to respect the people you work with. Two, then you need to respect your clients. If you have discipline in your business, I believe breaking through won't be a problem for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that response. Maliamungu, I hope you're noting down everything. Next from James Ato, but do you have any plans of making your business an online restaurant?
Thank you. Yes, Belinda. First of all, I think from the beginning, I told you that we used to do deliveries. We used to have clients online. So the dream was to be online, but since we're still growing and everything is a process, like Todd said, maybe one time we'll be the Cafe Javas of Arua and so on. Yeah, it's a dream that we have, and I hope that one day it will mature into something real. We hope that one day we'll just sit back and we have someone behind the computer taking orders. We have someone behind packing. We have a van, or we have a number of bikes doing the deliveries and interacting with people online. But as for now, we could say this is online because most of our clients, we get them online. Most of our referrals are online, and businesses are getting what do I say? People are starting to do businesses online. You do not depend on just walk-ins and what you have to advertise online. You have to do this. So making it a really permanent online business is a process, and I hope one day we shall be there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Shamdul, for sharing that. Emmanuel, very inspiring. Good job. Thank you, Emmanuel. From Stephen, people shouldn't define you. Wow, that's quite a takeaway. Thanks, Shamdul. What a story you got. Thanks, Stephen, for your comment. From And I'm Afraid, I'm so much impressed, Shamdul. I wish Belinda could allow me say something small. Okay, you have a moment after here. Let the facilitators just get done with answering the questions that are in the chat box. From Cynthia Hope, Shamdul, I just tasted your food this Friday. Oh my God. And it was my first time eating from there. I loved it. Nothing should pull you down. Mob love. Thank you, Cynthia. Please pull more customers for her. From Aita Patrick Tunya, sorry to have joined late. Will it be possible to have recap or highlights there? Okay, this whole session is recorded. You can have it. We'll be able to forward it to you. Isaac Atuhaire. Hi everyone, I'm Isaac. I offer mobile money services, especially withdrawals at a reduced fee. For example, 1M at 12K only, because the company's charges 17,500. Reach me out on. He has even shared his contact. Please reach out to him. Thanks for sharing that. From Hayat, yeah, Totwal has already answered that. From And I'm Afraid, nice hearing this inspirational discussion from you, Anyafra Sela. I need to connect with you to learn a few things from you. Yes, Totwal is right here. Please, you can just text him directly on chat. You guys will be able to catch up. Or else, if he's comfortable sharing his contacts here, who will do that. Yes, Tot Wallace has shared his contacts in the chat. Please, who has that? And I'm Afraid, just kindly copy that and you'll be able to catch up with him anytime. From Kumbuka Ronald, thanks for the deliberations. Yes, thanks Kumbuka for joining in. I dearly appreciate. From Bruno Drucci, Now that you've reached the level of winning some awards, I guess this is the touch. Now that you've reached the level of winning some awards, what are you doing to push some of the farmers who are stuck down there? Otherwise, congratulations for your current achievements. Yes, Tot Wallace, you can come on.
Okay, that's a very beautiful question. Well, I'm not only doing it for farmers alone. I have a very huge plan for all the young entrepreneurs in West Nile, and we're kicking off this December. Well, I realized there are very many innovative ideas and very many innovative businesses in West Nile that I believe most of our youths actually have the skills and they lack funding for their skills and all that. And since I have known that outside there are a lot of funders who are looking at ideas, who are looking at innovative people to support, to partner with the little experience I have in project proposal writing, in grant applications and all that, I'm going to organize a business symposium, which we're going to share widely on social media, on other media platforms and all that. And all of you are going to know about it. In December, I'm going to organize a very big business symposium where I'm also going to invite one of the biggest Uganda's grant winners. I have a few friends who have even won up to like 200,000 US dollars, 100,000 US dollars, even to up to 500,000 US dollars. I'm going to invite a few of them. We're going to have a day full of learning how to apply for grants, how to make a startup to grow and all that. That I'm going to do for the West Nile youths in December, and we're going to share it widely so that it sells off. Then besides that, I currently registered a CBO actually at NGO level. It's now a national NGO, which is probably starting operations in September. It's called Simple Poverty Solutions. And the main focus of the NGO is strictly going to be identifying innovative youths and supporting them. Luckily, we have a very good, let me say, green light that is coming on. Probably in September, I'll be in the Netherlands. I'm going to meet an NGO that is willing to partner with us. And if all goes well, that is going to be our stepping stone to start up the organization, which is going to benefit very many youths out there to support their ideas, maybe linking them to partners, maybe in future providing a few seed grants in form of loans and all that. So we're trying to focus on that for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We can't wait to tap into these opportunities when they finally come through to us. Thank you for sharing. Yes, in the chat, and I'm afraid wanted to unmute and say something and ask a question directly. And I'm afraid I'm giving you this chance. Please unmute and ask the question or give your comment. And I'm afraid I see you are still on, but your mic is on mute. And I'm afraid, okay, I guess he is unable to do that right now. In the chat from Steven, from your sharing, you people all seem to be very busy on a daily. Based on that, how do you handle your love lives? How do you manage to balance your duties, work, your love lives?
Hello, Belinda.
Hello. Yes, I'm afraid. Okay, let's hear from Amanda, I'm afraid, before we go to that last question. Fred, please speak up. Fred, your mic is unmute, but we can't hear you. I guess you have network issues. Can you just type the question in the chat? Fred, just type the question in the chat. Let me go to Steven's question. From your sharing, you people all seem to be very busy on daily. Based on that, how do you handle your love lives? How do you manage to balance your duties, stroke work with your love lives? Is it possible to excel in both work and relationships simultaneously? That's a question to both Totwales and Shamdul. I don't know who will come on first with that question, but we're waiting to hear from you.
Okay, an interesting question. I laughed at it when I saw it, of course. It's a very sensitive question, by the way. Love life and your career. Those are all things that match together. That it's your love life that can all either make you to grow or pull you behind. I'd like to say openly that I am very married with one beautiful baby girl. I work in Kampala and my wife lives in Arua. I visit her at times once a month or even like once in 2 months and all that. But it all comes to understanding. You know, don't let your relationship or don't let your family to be the determinant factor of your success in a way that is going to pull you down. If you have a family that doesn't understand your work schedules, that doesn't understand that you're working for the family and all that, but wants you to always have attention back home, then you're probably going to fail. Because work, let me say career, business needs a lot of your time. Of course, family time is there. You need to create family time a little at times. That's why when I go to Arua, I live with my family. I'm always home. We go out for a little dinners and all that. Yeah, we have that time. It's all about having an understanding partner. Have that understanding partner. You know, at home, you not eat love. You're going to eat food, and food needs money. So you have to work for that money. You need to work. You know, actually, I came to an understanding that most of the marriages are failing because of majorly poverty. Much as they say love is not all about money, that's a lie. Love needs money. You can't eat love. You eat food. You can't dress love. You dress you dress using money you get from your hustles and all that. So work is very important. Work, actually, money is an important aspect of building relationships. Thank you.
Dude, haven't you gone too harsh on us? Okay. I love that submission though. I hope we're all learning something. Shamdu, how do you get a balance between love and your business?
Okay, I have left. Contrary to thought, for me, I am not married, and I am in a relationship, but I have decided that my relationship is not going to mix with my business. And ever since I started Shamdul Food Hub, or ever since I left the formal job to do business, I have come to realize that it's either you have a supportive partner or no partner at all. You see that? Because there are times you're so stressed about your business is failing, people are not eating food, like things are going south, and then you have a partner who is demanding to have your attention, who thinks you don't care, who thinks you're not romantic enough, who thinks you're not submissive enough, who thinks maybe you're just not being a good woman. But well knowing that handling business is not easy, or sometimes they do not understand it because they're not the ones in your shoes. So for me, it is either you have a supportive partner, like, or no partner at all. Usually someone who comes into my life, or the people I meet, I tell them, you know what, I am a busybody, I am a busy girl. I will give you time, but it's not guaranteed that I am going to be there for you 24/7. And there are times I'm going to need you. There are times I'm going to be off. Like there are times I'll switch off and I'll not be there for you. But if your partner understands you, if your partner like shares the same dream with you, if your partner shares the same vision with you, if your partner wants to see you grow, they're going to support you every step of the way, and they're going to be there for you no matter what you go through. So for me, balancing relationship with business, it's been quite a challenge. He's very right, but from the word go, when I meet someone, I tell them, yeah, this is what I do, and I am really very busy. And sometimes I am confused. You know, you're there doing your business, someone is asking for attention, someone is asking for like people want you to be there for them, but your business also needs you. So at some point, I came to realize, that's when I said, okay, looks like Shamdul, you're not yet ready to settle, maybe to get married. You need time to settle your business first before maybe you get married or before you have children. So to me, balancing my courtship or my relationship with business has been entirely on an understanding with the person that I am dating. And they've come to understand that my business comes first, the relationship comes second, because without this business, I am sure you wouldn't know Shamdul, or you wouldn't maybe have known a very hardworking girl, like you say, or a very inspirational girl, like you say. So it is this business that has today given birth to who Shamdul is, and that is why I take it so personal. For me, that is what I can say when it comes to balancing my relationship with business.
Wow, thank you so much. Stephen, I hope your question has been answered and tackled very, very well. And I hope you've learned something from it. We have 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes to close. Just a question in the chat, I think. You're doing a good job. It's great being here. I'm hoping to introduce you to some Ghanaian cuisines. That's to Shamdul. Yeah, thank you, Manu. Thanks for being here. We have 5 minutes to close, and I am going to give only 2 minutes to you, Mawa Baker, who is the vision bearer of this Youth on Alert Talk, to have a word for us before we can have our facilitators give their last words to us. Baker, you're welcome. 2 minutes only.
Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you can clearly hear me. My name is Mawa Baker. You can choose to call me the Great, no problem. But I would love to take the opportunity just to thank the 2 facilitators. That is Mr. Maguma Tot Wallace. He has been to be a good friend of mine, also in Obi from Mbala Secondary School, and we also crossed together to Bugema University, and we're still in touch and in contact with him. Tot, thank you so much for accepting to talk to the fellow youth. Then allow me to appreciate back of Faith Shamdul. Thank you so much. You have done a great job. I've heard about you, but I think I've not met you in person, though you might have seen me, but I think I might have seen you, or else I might have skipped you. But when I come to Arua, trust me, I'll cross to your place and I'll shake your hands, and then I'll eat at your place. That is a deal for you. So, but thank you so much for sharing together with us. A number of people did ask me a question that, hey, Becca, why are you bringing young people on board to speak to us about love? About getting rich. Have they made it in life? Are they already rich? Do you think we can learn from them? My brief and simple answer that I gave them is that you people, you know what? It is easier for people who are like in your same age bracket, or is you are mates. You can learn from them better than people who are a little bit very far. It's very easy for you to join the dots and ask yourself, hey, how come that this one has gone there and me, I am still here? How can I also move there? So those are the things. But thought you people have surpassed my own expectations. This was really brilliant, and I am so happy. And back to the people who have joined through the Zoom link, we had friends all the way from West Africa. Emmanuel, thank you so much. Belinda, I know this is your effort. Thanks so much for linking us to the outside world also. Emmanuel, I hope the next Youth on Alert, you will also bring in more friends from your side. And I'm hoping that I can also get some speakers from the side of West Africa who can come and speak to us concerning a few things. The chat went up to about 54, 55 people. I was so much impressed. Guys, thank you for bringing this up. And we know together we can continue to change the mindset of the youth, and not only even the youth, but people around. And if we learn these things and we put them into practice, it is better. I love associating myself so much to the word of God. James chapter 1 verse 22 says that do not be hearers only, but instead put it into practice. Another version says that do not deceive yourselves by just listening, but rather what? Put them into practice. So my challenge to us is that whatever we have had, let us put them into practice. We have learned a lot of few tips from Shamdul and from Tot Wallace. Just going briefly from the ones from Shamdul. She said that she began her work with 7 places of food. Shamdul, 7 places of food. Wow, so good. But and then so went on to challenge us that we should not fear to start. Then we should use our social capital very well, and also let's use our social media platforms to use. To to like promote ourselves, to sell ourselves. And then from the story that he said, just quickly, because I want to be within the time that they have given me, Todd gave us about 4 lessons from his story. Go for your passion, go for what you learn, what you really want. Learn to make your independent decisions, then build important networks. Lastly, failure is part of the process. Guys, our next Youth on Alert will be in the next quarter of the year, and we shall make you guys know about it, and it will be the season 3, also the second episode. Then this same recording is there on the YouTube page of Sn3 Church of Uganda. You can still get it, and those who have my contacts, I'll be sharing this link, and those who can get it through also the friends who get it from me, please share it around so that people who have missed this discussion will also have at least a chance to go and listen to it. Thank you so much, Belinda. It was nice hearing from you. Wow, you moderated very well. Thank you. Blessed evening.
Thank you so much, Becca. Thank you. When it says good deliberations, Brian Aita, my appreciation to Becca and Belinda for the vision of Youth on Alert. This has been insightful. Thanks, Shamdul and Tot. You guys are an inspiration. I'm encouraged and challenged to do better. God bless you. Thank you so much, Brian Aita. Right from the start of this call, I said no one should leave this call unchanged. You should have a shift in your mindset and what you intend to do after here. And then from Connie, a request for the recording. Yeah, Becca will be able to share. I've learned a lot from my first session today. Thank you all. Yes, please join us again for the second episode, season 3. Later this year, we'll be able to share every link and every other information that you need appropriately. From Erima, Becca, Belinda laughed. Wow, thanks for this. This is beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Erima. Yes, and finally, I'm going to give each of us speakers a minute for a wrap up. Give us your final comments as we end this. We are starting with Shamdul.
Thank you, Belinda. Thank you, everyone. My final words, what I can tell you is go for what you love, like I said before, and do not let the world limit you. Do not let the people around limit you. Do not despise humble beginnings. Always focus on that goal. What do you want to do? Like, what do you want to achieve in the next 2 years? What do you want to achieve in the next 1 year? What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years? You go for it. Do not settle for less, and always keep going. Like, I like how Todd said failure is part of the process. Well, people do not tell you how they failed, by the way. Usually they come and tell you, like, that's why I say that some point motivational speakers sometimes are scam. They do not tell, they're not telling us something. People are not telling you how they failed maybe for 3 years and they persisted. They're not telling you the challenges, or they're not encouraging you to stick on. But I want you to stick on to that job. I want you to stick on to that business. I want you to stick on to that dream, or whatever you dream of, you can achieve it. And whatever you want in this life, if you set your eyes on it, if you set your eyes on that goal, it's possible. There's nothing impossible under the sun. That is what I always tell people. And if Shamdul can make it, you too can make it. It's not that Shamdul has made it in life, no, but the Shamdul of last year is not the Shamdul of today. The Shamdul of 2 years ago is not the Shamdul of today. So you too can make it. Do not underlook yourself. Do not compare yourself to other people. Comparison is a seal of joy, like is a thief of joy. So do not compare your story to that of Shamdul's. You do not know how she started. Some of us are lucky that maybe our parents left us some things to carry on, and what some of us are not lucky like that. So please stick to what you love and focus. Do not lose focus. However much you fail, always know that tomorrow is another chance for you to do great again. And if you pray, God is going to bless the work of your hands. And one day people are going to hear your story and they're going to get inspired. God bless you.
Oh, that is Shamdul. At this rate, Emmanuel, you should get this girl a Ghanaian man. I've accepted. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shamdul, for that wonderful submission. We appreciate. Let's hear from Coach Wallace. Your final remarks, Coach.
Okay. I think my final remark bases on perseverance, endurance, belief, and hope. And above all, in everything you do, put God first. Pray. You know, you do the things and God brings the blessings. God also doesn't bless the lazy people. When you're lazy, when you're poor, God doesn't want that. But when you're active and you're trying to do things, then you put prayer in it. God will always bless the little that you do. So everything you do, put God first. Thank you.
Amazing one there as well. Thank you so much, Todd. Lastly, from the chat, Becca has shared the YouTube link for this recording. Kindly follow, and you can always listen in again and again to get inspired each and every moment that you go there. Emmanuel, this is a joke. I'll give her a kuswa. Okay, waiting. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for sparing 2 hours of your time for being here. Thanks for turning up in large numbers. I am forever grateful. We can't wait for the second episode of season 3 this year. We'll be able to alert all of you accordingly. And let's hope that we have really picked something from here that is going to change our lives from now on. Let's keep on being inspired. Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you so much. I don't know how I can thank you. A friend of mine once inboxed me and said, is that Coach Wallace? Is that a celebrity who is very humble and God-fearing? She would like to meet you face to face. I need to see this God-fearing personality and celebrity. Hopefully she can meet you one day and learn something from you. God's favorite says, thank you for making this possible. Blessings team. Thank you so much for turning up. Thank you so much, Shamdul. Guys, please turn up for her food. She's just behind Bank of Uganda-Arua City. Thank you so much, everyone, for sparing your time. We dearly appreciate it. It has been a lovely Sunday evening. Yes. Thank you so much. See you guys again next time. Regards to your families, regards to your friends. Bye.
Message.